What's going on, people? Welcome to Unfabricated. Pardon my red eyes. I just got out the shower. I promise I am not on weed right now. But I just came out the shower, so pardon my red eyes. In this episode, we're going to be talking about online dating. Now, if you're my age, I am 39 years old. Online dating can be a very um what's the word I'm looking for? It can be daunting, right? Because if you're my age, if you're around 39, anywhere between 30 and 40, and you're single, you might have some things going on in your life. You might be kind of almost stuck in your ways. You might be jaded by some of your experiences, which is natural, which is normal. Sometimes we can find ourselves jaded. We can find ourselves very influenced by our experiences. And in this state of mind, with this paradigm that we have, we could take that with us into dating. And sometimes it ruins the pool. We always like to say, like I see everybody when they talk about dating my age, oh, the dating pool is tainted. Dating pool is full of shit. Dating pool is this and the dating pool is that. The problem is that we're all in this pool, meaning that we are all contributing to the contamination, right? So, what are some ways that we can help not contaminate or decontaminate this pool? We're going to talk about that. Some of us find ourselves in this situation where we're on these dating apps. And what's that Sam Smith song? Um, Dancing with a Stranger, and look what you made me do. And so we find ourselves like mad at our exes, like, look at what you made me do. Now I'm on this dating app, and it sucks and it's terrible and it's all your fault. First little bit of tidbit. If you are not over your ex, do not join an app. Please hear me. Don't join an app to get over your ex and think you're gonna find love. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me backtrack. I wanted to hit a few points. Listen, I am no expert, I am no professor, but I've been on these dating apps for a little bit. And I like to think that I'm an emotionally mature person for the most part. I mean, nobody's perfect. And the first thing I'd like to advise, if you find yourself creating a profile, if you find yourself on these dating apps, the first thing I would say is temper your expectations. Temper your expectations. What do I mean by that? Well, let me say this. Tempering your expectations, I believe, has a lot to do with self awareness. And I'm going to go deeper into self awareness. But coupled with tempering your expectations, you know what? Let me put it to you this way. For those of us who are in between 30 and 50, right? 20-year gap, 30 and 50, 30 and 45 ish, around that range, we have a very special, distinct advantage. I call it an advantage that other generations don't have. We have the ability to appreciate the internet and see it for what it is. Why? Because we grew up where there was no internet, but we're old enough to appreciate the internet and all that comes with it. We can appreciate it. We're not so old to where we see the internet as like this big evil monster. Yet, we're also young enough to where we can see the good in all that the internet provides. So, what do I mean by temper your expectations? When we were growing up, when you wanted to meet somebody, what'd you do? You went out, right? You went out, you went to the bar, you went to a party, you went to all these different things to meet people. Um, and when you met somebody, it was usually within your local pool, right? Like you went to this local area, you met a person, y'all, hit it off or whatever, and then You started dating this person to see if you liked them. And you didn't have 1,000 options at the time, right? Like nowadays, what the internet did, what social media did, was it expounded our options. Everybody has somebody in their DMs. We all have somebody in our DMs, or we're in somebody's DMs. All of a sudden, what was 3 or 4 girls in your hood, on your block, in your neighborhood, or 3 or 4 guys in your high school, in your neighborhood that you were interested in, turned into hundreds. So, with that being said, we go into these dating apps and we have all these options. It's not personal. It's just swipe left, swipe right. Like the way this person looks, I don't like the way that person looks. With that being said, you're going to encounter a lot of different kinds of people. Temper your expectations. If you think you're going to find Mr. or Mrs. Right within the first week, listen, is it possible? Of course it's possible. But is it likely? No. Temper your expectations. Don't sour on people, because you're going to come across a lot of people who are not your type, not your forte, not somebody you can be with. That's okay. That does not mean that everybody in the dating pool is trash. This notion that the dating pool is trash stems from out of whack expectations. We expect, one, everybody to like us, right? We expect, oh, I like this person, I'm gonna like them. And when we don't get liked back, it's like, oh man, what's wrong with me? Or we go to the other extreme and we get all boisterous, and it's like, oh, well, that person wasn't phone, that person doesn't appreciate me, and blah. Listen, man, people are either for you or they're not. That's okay. Temper your expectations. It is okay that everybody doesn't like you. It is okay that you're not everybody's type. Listen, we all want to be that dude and that girl. We all want to be that 6'5", all the guys out there. We all want to be that 6'5", well-hung, $100 million basketball player dude who has his pick of the litter. Unfortunately, I'm 5'9" at best. I'm average size at best. And I don't got a whole lot of money. So I got to work with that. I got a daughter. I got a failed marriage under my belt. This all comes to my next point. Self-awareness, coupled with tempering your expectations. Don't expect the world to be at your feet right away. Know who you are. Know what you have to offer. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. And here is be honest about it. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Listen, I have no problems talking to somebody and telling them all my flaws. It scares some people away, but some people appreciate it, because you know what? I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to put my best foot forward, right? I want you to see me for who I am. Be yourself, right? The most simplistic advice you can give somebody. It's a cliche because it's true. The problem is a lot of us don't know how to be ourselves. Some of us do, but a lot of us don't. A lot of us are busy trying to say the right thing to impress this person. Listen, this is who I am. This is who I am. Me, I'm not always a great communicator. I know it might seem that way because I know how to talk, but I really don't like to. I can talk. It's something that I do, but it's not something that I like to do. So for me, I'll tell you right off the bat, sometimes you got to pull things out of me, and it can be frustrating. I'm a complicated person. Sometimes I feel one way, sometimes I feel another, and the two can be completely hypocritical. But you know what? It's just the truth about me. Sometimes I lean left, sometimes I lean right. I'm going to be honest about that. My divorce was my fault. I'll tell somebody that right off the bat. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and badmouth my ex. I made a lot of mistakes, and I will tell a person what they were within the first conversation. Want to know why? Because I'm self-aware. I know I'm not perfect. I know. See, everybody says they're not perfect, but not many of us really believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, nah, nobody's perfect. But in our minds, it's like, yeah, but I'm pretty damn close to it. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm not afraid to expose my imperfections. Why? Because my imperfections are a part of who I am, and I'm constantly learning. I learn from my failures. So be self-aware. That self-awareness, you have no idea how much that'll keep you out of situations. I can be very insecure. I had battled insecurity in my life. I've overcome a lot of it, but you know what? I still have a lot of insecurities. I'm not afraid to expose that because I know that my good qualities are going to shine through. My good qualities, I don't have to promote that. My good qualities, the person that I want to be with will be able to appreciate and see. I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. Check out love languages. Google it. Google what the love languages are and find out what your love language is. Know it. Know your love language, because in this way you'll know your love language. You'll be better able and equipped to convey to somebody what you want, what you like, and you'll know when somebody's not for you. The other problem sometimes some of us insecure people have is we want everybody to be for us. No. Know what your love language is. If that person doesn't speak your love language, guess what? That's okay. And I want y'all to say that with me. That's okay. Don't stress yourself out over online dating. Do not stress yourself out. It's okay. It's okay that that person doesn't like you back. It's okay that that person, talked to you for a couple of minutes or gave you a little bit of a conversation and then doesn't want to have a conversation no more. It's okay. Like I said, we have so many options now. It's option overload. It's option overload. And that doesn't matter what type of person you are, what you look like, what your body type is, what your economical status is, what your social status is. We have so many options. All of us. Knowing yourself, knowing who you are, being grounded in who you are will better equip you to sift through the dating pool. It's not easy, but it's definitely necessary. This next thing I want to talk about are some of the evils. I'm going to talk about the evils and I'm going to talk about the pros. We'll start with the evils of the dating apps. The dating world is a dangerous world, especially for women. If you are a woman, the dating world can be a dangerous world. Respect how dangerous it can be. And there's a couple of levels of the dangers. Level one that I'll talk about, and I probably won't be able to cover everything, but I'll talk about the most important ones. Spotting when somebody is mentally not stable. Ladies, hear my heart. I'm talking specifically to the ladies. Yes, guys, there are some crazy women out there also, but with women, I especially have a place in my heart because they're more vulnerable than we are as men. As women, they're not as physically strong as we are. As a man, I can never imagine or I could never appreciate what it is to be prey. And what I mean by that is when women walk around, at any point, a man can overpower them and do unthinkable things. So they have to, in my mind, this is how I like to think about it, is they have to kind of operate a lot differently than I do as a man. And I'll give you an example. I'll tell you at one time. Good girl, pretty girl. I really like her. And I thought I was going to take her on this really romantic date, right? Because in Florida, where I live, there's this place called Casey Key, and it's where like all these mansions and all this beautiful scenery is, and it's right on the beach, and it has the most beautiful sunset that you will ever see in your life. And I live about an hour away from there. And I thought to myself, man, that is the perfect place to take a woman on a date. So I was chatting with this particular female, and I take her out on this excursion, and about 20 minutes into the ride, I noticed that she starts to get nervous. And I know I'm a good guy. I know that I had the best intentions. I know that I was, not going to do anything harmful to her. She didn't know that. And I didn't think. And so she was very uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, why is she so uncomfortable? I'm a great guy. I have great vibes. I'm not going to touch her. I'm not going to hurt her. But I couldn't appreciate the fact that she didn't really know me. So she kept asking, how far is it? How long is it? Are we going further? And I started to get a little bit annoyed. Like, damn, I told you it's about an hour away. We'll be there in a little while. And I didn't say that to her. But in my head, this is what I'm thinking. Why won't she just relax and enjoy the ride? So make a long story short, we finally get to the place. She sees the beauty. She sees, what I was trying to explain to her. She appreciated the date. But on the way back, she was like, yo, this was far. And I got nervous. And I had to take a step back. I had to take a step back and go, you know what? I did this wrong. Because she's a female. And she's entrusting herself to my care. She doesn't know me. She doesn't know what my intentions are, no matter what I have said. So ladies, be careful. Be careful. I'll give you a couple of maybe little tests that you can do. If a certain individual, if a guy is trying to talk to you, that's fine. Take a day and don't respond to him, even if you like him. Take a day and don't respond and see what happens. None of this is foolproof, obviously. But these are just little things where you can see where his mind is at. If he is constantly, when you're not responding, like, hey, where are you at? Why are you not responding? And he's like really obsessive about it, it's a little bit of a red flag. If he can't accept the fact that you didn't get back to him today because you were busy or just didn't want to and wanted to talk to him tomorrow, a little bit of a red flag. When a guy is possessive, I know some girls like that stuff, but it's a little bit of a red flag. Start to create your own ways of testing a person's mental state. Because not everybody is mentally ready or mentally fit. Ladies, it might be a good idea if you're talking to other guys and y'all just started talking, and let him know that. See how jealous he gets. Because you're not his yet. Fellas, same thing. You're not his yet. Y'all are just talking. And I'm not talking about y'all being boyfriend and girlfriend. None of this is that. This is y'all are in the talking stages. Y'all are just messaging back and forth. You're not his yet. Whenever I message a girl, I'm fully aware that she's probably talking to other guys and it's survival of the fittest. And I'm not always in it to try to win. I'm in it to see if I'm feeling her too. That's okay. There are a lot of cheaters out there. Yes, there are a lot of cheaters. There are a lot of people who are on dating apps because of the ambiguity. I can't even get this word right. The ambiguity, whatever the word is, of it all. They can hide. They're escaping their relationship. They're escaping their reality, or they're just flat out cheating. That is a thing. That is a thing. Couple of ways that you can weed through that. One, notice the times that you guys are talking. If you can't talk at any point in the day, let me rephrase that. If there's a consistent time in the day where you cannot reach this person no matter what, it's not definite that the person is cheating, but it's something to keep in your head. Now, here's why that doesn't always work. I used to work in a jail. When I worked in the jail, I couldn't have my phone. So, legitimately, when I was working, I could not respond to text messages. However, at any other point, I could and I would. If you can't FaceTime this person, if you can't video chat with this person, might be a red flag. If the person never wants to bring you around people that they like or love, might be a little bit of a red flag. Again, none of this is concrete, none of this is gospel, but things to make you go, If there's no profile picture, or if they're just showing some weird like thing, they're just showing flowers, or they're just showing their dog, and they can't ever send you a picture, red flag. I think we've all been familiarized with the show Catfish. There are a lot of them out there. That's why it's a show. If this person never wants to video time, never wants to FaceTime, never wants to meet up, it is most likely you are catfishing, getting catfished. Another thing, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. If there is this supermodel guy or girl with all these airbrushed pictures and there's only a couple of them, and again, they never want to FaceTime, or they never want to send you a specific type of picture, bit of a red flag. Bit of a red flag. Just be mindful of these type of things. Be mindful. Now, with that being said, there's a lot of good that comes with online dating. You meet some great people. Be open. Be open to meeting people and it not working out, and then staying friends with them. So I'm trying to start this nonprofit, and I met a female. It didn't work out romantically, and we're still cool, and she helps me with the nonprofit information. These are good things. It's good to meet people. It's very good to meet people. Now, this is kind of, I guess, back on the expectations tip. But ladies, the first date does not have to be an expensive one. Do not expect the man to spend a lot of money on you on the first date when you're just meeting and he doesn't even know if he likes you yet. Some guys will, and salute. If he does, that's great. But the expectations is what I'm talking about. If he doesn't spend any money on you in the first date, temper the expectation. That's okay. Y'all getting to know each other. That's all right. It is okay to have, what's the word I'm looking for? It's okay to have a standard. Standards are great. But I feel like sometimes in this social media world, we've created standards that are very heavy and sometimes are going to leave you single. I'm going to put it that way. Sometimes our standards will leave us single. Sometimes what we expect is way too much. Sometimes if you expect the guy on your first date to take you to a 5-star restaurant because you know your worth, you're going to be looking for a long time. You're going to be looking for a long time. Not saying you shouldn't know your worth, but your worth has nothing to do with how much money somebody spends on you, love. That's not what your worth is. Your worth is how somebody treats you like a queen. And if he got the money, cool. There's a lot of good that comes with it. A lot of people have found their soulmates in dating on these applications. It's not all trash. Patience is the important thing to grasp, to hold on to remember when you go through 20 people who aren't for you and you meet one that you kind of like and then they don't like you back. It takes patience. Be patient. Be patient. It's okay. It'll happen. It'll come. The last thing I'm going to talk about is creating a profile. I struggle with this. I'll be honest. I struggle with this. I do not like selling myself. I do not like it. I do not like it. So I'll just tell you a couple of things that I like when I read a profile and some things that I don't like. So again, this is just my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. If I if I see a female who I find attractive, and I open up her profile and everything is in caps with her shouting all kinds of what she don't want at me, right away, I'm not interested because you seem difficult. I know you're just shouting out your expectations and you're shouting out your standards and all of that. But if right away you got in all caps, if you this, if you that, swipe left. I ain't with this. I ain't with that. That's when I see all caps. That's how I feel like you're talking to me, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. So right away, no matter how attractive you are, if you seem difficult, because I am all about my peace of mind, all caps, I would say don't do. I would say don't do. It is okay for you to put in your profile, and you should do this, your expectations. That's fine. That's what you should do. And know that. Know what you want. Know what you want. And if you don't know what you want, be honest about that too. But whatever it is you want, put that in the profile. Don't be scared to. In fact, a lot of us have these terrible experiences with dating apps because we don't know what we want, and we don't put down exactly what it is we need. So now you have all this influx of people coming to you, and you're going to have to sift through that's a lot more work. It's kind of contradictory, right? It seems contradictory, but it's not. You have to find that balance. Find the balance of being clear about what you want without coming across like you're being difficult or being combative. That's the word I want to use. Don't be combative in your profile. If you are already combative in your profile, you seem like a lot of work, and I'm not with it. And Christian, well, if you're not strong enough to deal with me, then you not for me. Fine. I'm fine with that. Go find your strong man that's going to put up with all your BS. The reason why you're probably single. I'm going to keep it moving, though. I'm going to keep it moving. Now, pictures. Last thing I'm going to talk about, pictures. Pictures are everything. Stop thinking pictures don't matter. The more pictures you have, the better. I don't want to see one angle. If you have 7 pictures of the same angle and all of it is hiding your neck and your belly, guess what I'm going to think? You're hiding something. You're hiding something. Take one picture, at least one, without makeup, plain Jane, and trust me, you'll be better for it. I'll tell you another story. I started dating this lady. What I thought was a very pretty lady. You know what? Let me say it this way. I'm gonna try to be nice. I started dating a lady, and she was very good with makeup. I mean, I couldn't tell that she was wearing makeup at all. All her pictures were her with makeup. She had herself done up. Then happened, and she took off her makeup and she took off her wig, and I got to see herself. And make a long story short, it was a totally different person. I'll say it. I don't care. That is not shallow. I cannot be with somebody that I am not attracted to. If I wake up to your face and I don't like it, I can't be with you. Makeup hides who you truly are. Don't be afraid not to wear makeup. Fellas, don't be afraid to let her see the true you. Take pictures that are truly that paint the true picture of what you look like. Because the last thing you want is to go on a date, think you're hitting it off, and in this person's mind, he's thinking or she's thinking, nah, you do not look like your pictures. You do not look like your pictures. And then you think you hit it off, and that person never contacts you again. Why? Because you didn't present yourself in a truthful manner. If you a big girl, listen, do you know how many dudes like big girls? Show all that. Show how big you are. Dudes, if you a big boy, show how big you are. If you skinny, show how skinny you are. Whatever it is, whatever your body type is, show it. Because now you know that the people that you meet up with aren't going under some false pretense. That's a part of the dangers of social media. We can paint this picture to be whatever we want. And then a lot of us get real disappointed when people meet us in real life and are disappointed in us. Oh, I'm the same person. No, you're not. No, you are not. Be true. Don't be offended when somebody asks, send nudes. Don't ever expect a nude. Don't ever expect a nude. Don't demand a nude. Fellas, if I can give you a little bit of advice, don't even ask for one until y'all are completely comfortable or she brings it up. Don't send one that is not asked for. Do not send unsolicited nudes. Fellas, please hear me. Please hear me, fellas, please. Fellas, please. Fellas, please hear me. Stop sending dick pics. Unless she asks for one, or unless the conversation is super sexually charged, don't send no dick pic unsolicited. Don't do it. It is so sleazy. Let's stop doing that. Ladies, I mean, dudes are always going to welcome nudes. So if you want to send a nude, send a nude. But fellas, don't do it. Trust me, it doesn't ever work out well. I have never met one girl that was like, some random dude sent me his dick and I loved it. Just don't do it. I don't care how big you are. I don't care if you got 12 inches. I don't care if you're 3 inches off the ground. Don't send it unless she asks or unless that vibe is right. Don't. Please don't. I don't know how much more I can plead for y'all to stop doing this. It is just, it's tired, it's sleazy, it's old, it doesn't work. It's funny. I was talking to this one female. She's a very attractive female, so she has like 9 billion guys in her inbox. And I asked her, I said, has anybody ever sent you a dick pic and you like been impressed and slept with that person? And she was like, no, I blocked every single one of the person that was sent me one, ever. And it's like, yeah, they don't like it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that it has given you some perspective. I know it's not, perfect. And I know that I'm not like some expert guy, but just some things that I've picked up on that I hope that you can glean from and take some advice from. And I really hope that you guys find all your happiness and everything that you're looking for. I'll have more videos like this. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment please, and let me know what you guys think. Have a good night. Peace.